Don't get me wrong. I think Comerica has a lot of great amenities, and it's a newer ballpark. But I think it was just being at Tiger Stadium, even when you were in the bleachers, and you could yell down to Chet Lemon in the outfield or whoever the opposing center fielder was.
Yeah.
And you just were
That
right
was
on
sweet.
top of the action.
Yeah, that was sweet. I actually got a chance to play in Tiger Stadium, 1990, and it was one of the biggest deals of my life. So I'm playing third base. So we got to walk around and just enjoy the park, the dugout, the tunnels. Saw all these spikes and batting gloves just everywhere. And I never forget when we were warming up. I actually stood on the base. The bases are like sponges. They're so soft. Back then, I don't know how they are now, but it was incredible. Like the dirt, and if they didn't manicure it, they didn't come out and do between like they do the pros, but they had it nice and shaped and shaved. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience, and I'll always remember that. And I also there's been a lot of historic things at Tiger Stadium. You had Reggie on the roof.
Yeah.
Didn't Fielder go on the roof?
Yeah.
Frank
Howard.
I believe Kirk Gibson hit it over
Gibson
the roof.
Gibson
I
hit
think
one
Ken
out.
the lumber.
Yeah. I saw King
yeah.
Griffey Jr. Make a play in center field. He actually jumped and reached into the stands and caught the ball. It was the best catch I've ever seen in my life. You can pull it up. He ran all the way into right center. The ball was hit. He did his usual climb. He pretty much snatched the ball from the other side. It was crazy. So yeah, a lot of stuff, man. A lot of good times at the ballpark. A lot of exciting moments. The Gibson, Sparky yelling, the Goose. That was insane.
I mean,
that's just
it was that
I
'84
love
team
Sparky. I love
just really.
best manager of all time.
Yeah,
to me,
absolutely. I agree.
I know what first to win in both leagues.
Well, let me ask you something. The manager that was there because you were in high school in '68. I'm sure
Mayo Smith.
How did you feel he compared to, say, Sparky? Different group of guys, but Hall of Famers on that team.
Right. Yeah, he was a good manager. He just put him on the field and let him play. That was the main thing. There wasn't a whole lot of strategizing and everything like AJ does and what have you.
Right.
He kind of like what?
Yeah, right.
But hey, he almost pulled it off last year. So what can you say?
Right.
The same thing with Sparky. As you mentioned earlier, he did have some good players.
He did.
He had the big red machine.
He had the big red machine.
And he just basically let the guys play.
Let the guys play, yeah.
You're professionals. You know what to do.
Right.
You
Right.
know when to,
Yeah.
don't stay out too late and
Yep,
what have
yep.
you, and that kind of stuff. And that, a lot of guys, they can relate to that, And some other guys try to micromanage and they just, they can't pull it off,
Yeah, he handled the players. He handled you didn't see people getting out of line.
Right.
He kept people in check. It was his way or the highway. And you have to be able to treat everybody different. Now, you can't treat everybody the same, but Sparky did a good job with his players. I mean, he had egomaniacs in the big red machine.
Yeah.
So that's my guy.
Well,
of
let
all
me
time.
ask you something.
Yeah.
Looking back, we weren't around for the '68 World Series. '84 has a lot of good memories to it. We were probably in our teens or getting close to it. What would you say, you seeing the '68 Tigers and the '84 Tigers, which one of those would you say was more nostalgic for you?
Nostalgia, probably '68, I would imagine. Yeah.
Just because of
The
just
K
because of
line was still there,
Right.
and what have you, Cash was, still there. Northrop, those are the.
Who's the better team?
Right.
Who was the better team?
The better team.
if you had to put 68 up to 84.
Yeah, to play against each other, I would say probably the 68. The only reason I would say that is because of pitching.
Pitching, okay.
That's interesting.
Lolich, McLean, and Detroit yanked up guys off of the pile heap. You know, Dick Raditz. He was a big, minor, not a minor. He made the All-Star team a lot of years at Boston. He was their big closer. They got him. I had Elroy Face.
Okay.
Oh, they got him from. He came from Pittsburgh. He had that one year. He won. He was just a relief pitcher. But he won 17 straight games.
Wow.
Lost one and won another one after that. That was the year I think it was 60, I think, when they went to the World Series. I think it was 60. And I'm trying to think. John Wyatt came from, they got him from Kansas City. But like I say, they were like the tail end of their career, but he just
put it all together.
He brought him in, and bang, and John Hillard was on,
Yeah.
that team too. Yeah,
I mean, the Tigers were good after '68.
Yeah.
They had some good.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
they were. I mean,
They were good after '84.
Yeah.
Well,
they.
72, they went to playoffs.
Yeah.
They lost to Oakland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that Oakland team was.
Oh, they were monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd been hard to beat them.
Good stuff.
And then we talked about it before. I think it's more growing up when you were a teenager. I think maybe with it being a hometown team, like with my dad saying 68, with me 84. Because let's just say
That's
they would have
84.
won it when Verlander was here.
Yeah.
I still think 84.
Yeah.
I would have said
That's it. Yeah. No question.
even if they were to win it in the next couple of years,
Yeah.
I'd still say 84. Maybe because, growing up with those guys like Trammell and Whitaker and Lemon and Parrish, I mean, I don't know. I just
That was good baseball.
Nostalgic wise,
Yeah.
you kind of go back to your teen years for some reason, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I was interested in every game they played.